Shavua Tov, Gute Woche. I would like to tell story number 128 of the Shivchei Shem Tov, the oldest source of Baal Shem Tov stories ever published. The title of the book, of the story, is Sefer Torah Shenimtzeu Bo Tamid Tauyot, a Sefer Torah, a Torah scroll, in which they always found errors. It says the author of the Shivchei Shem Tov, Dober of Linitz, I heard from the Rav of our Kehillah, the Rav of the community of Linitz, meaning Rav Gedali of Linitz, that's the source of the story, that there was a Sefer Torah, there was a case with a Sefer Torah in which they always found mistakes. When they were going to do the reading of the Torah, mistake. They would correct it over and over, and they would still find mistakes. They showed this Sefer Torah to the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov said that the Sefer Torah was written with coins, meaning with monies, called shadir geld. Shade money, not clean money. Money that came from betting, from games of cards. The Baal Shem Tov explained that there was a certain balabas, a certain owner of a house or a place that would rent the place for them to do gambling with card games, and every time they did this, they would pay him a coin. They would pay him a certain rent for using the place for that purpose. He collected these coins during many years and then used them to pay a sofer, to pay a scribe, to write Sefer Torah, a Torah scroll. They went to investigate and found that the story was exactly as the Baal Shem Tov said. And so the Baal Shem Tov said that there is no tikkun, there is no correction, there is no rectification for this. Since money came from a shady background, there is no way we can fix the Sefer Torah. It will always be puzzle, it will always be unfit for use, even if you correct it one and over and over. There is another story under the same number 128. It's the only time in the book it happens, and I think both stories are closely related. It's called Tavas Shel Ribis. Literally the ring of interest. Interest that you take on something, on a loan, in a way that is not allowed in Jewish law. Basically usury. And like this story, like the story that we just said, I heard from Rav Melech, most likely Rav Elimelech of Lizensk, and even though the story appears to be a self-anecdote of Rav Elimelech, most likely is Rav Elimelech telling a story about the Baal Shem Tov. Once, he went to a neighbor who was a silversmith, and he saw a ring. He took it in his hand and immediately threw it down, and said that this ring came from monies, from ribis, from this forbidden interest, from usury. So the silversmith investigated. He found out that is exactly as he had been told by most likely the Baal Shem Tov. So both stories are related to the same subject of taking interest or money from gambling, things that are not allowed in Jewish law, and if people do things that they shouldn't, that what comes from it has no tikkun, no way to be corrected, is pasul, is unfit. I heard a saying in Yiddish related to the idea that says, may your hands get dirty, but your money remain clean, and not the other way around. When you toil in your job, in your work, in what you need to do, but always be honest. Well, this is the thought of the week. In the merit of the Baal Shem Tov stories, I ask Hashem to protect all the Jewish brethren in Eretz Israel or all over the world in this current day, in the current situation. May Hashem grant everyone a geula, a redemption, and they all be protected and successful and blessed on everything. I am translating all the stories of the Shivchei Baal Shem Tov from Hebrew and telling them here in the channel in Spanish and in English every Motzei Shabbos, and I'm working on editing the book translated into Spanish. Here is the Hebrew and the Spanish. I'm translating every week, every story. I appreciate contributions for the efforts to keep this going, the channel, as well as the translation and the future edition and publication. Links below or the thanks button. Thank you so much. Shavua Tov. A gute Woche.